before they think that police officers are going to be involved, before they think these text messages are going to get subpoenaed for a trial.
As attorneys make their closing arguments in the Bob Lee murder trial, one of the first pieces of evidence in the case is coming back to life. A series of text messages between the accused killer, Nima Momeni, and his sister, Kazar, sent after Bob Lee's stabbing. In the final stages of one of the Bay Area's highest profile trials, those messages are again being used as a tool to sow doubt in the jury's mind. As Lauren Tom shows us, that jury could be just days away from deciding Nima Momeni's fate.
Sarah, today prosecutors with a closing argument suggesting the defense's theory that Momeni acted in self-defense just isn't reasonable. Now, this case could come down to communication between Momeni and his sister, specifically whether Momeni was attempting to cover up a crime or if he was seeking his own justice for his sister. After 6 weeks in courtroom 28, the Bob Lee murder trial enters its final chapter. Prosecutors Monday delivered their closing argument, painting a chilling picture of the night Lee was fatally stabbed, a killing they argue was intentional and planned by Nima Momeni.
I don't want to see Bob's kids ever have to watch the man who killed them back on the street, right? That is the main thing, right? I never want to see that happen.
As prosecutor Dane Reinstedt made his final pitch to the jury, a new piece of evidence shown for the first time cast doubt on Momeni's defense. The video, captured just 30 minutes before the fatal encounter, shows Lee walking out of the Millennium Tower apartments. A gust of wind catches his jacket, lifting it just enough to reveal nothing. No sign of a weapon weighing down his right front jacket pocket as the defense had claimed.
That was the pocket where the knife was supposed to be, according to Nima Momeni. But Bob Lee's jacket pocket on the right side was not weighted down. It was corroboration that Bob Lee not only wasn't the type of person to carry a knife, but he appeared to, in fact, not be carrying a knife.
Inside the courtroom, the video landing like a bombshell, undermining Momeni's testimony that Lee had grabbed the nearly 8-inch paring knife from his sister's apartment earlier that night. Prosecutors seized the moment to drive home their case that it was Momeni, not Lee, who had the weapon. They also shed light on a potential motive. Text messages between Momeni and his sister Kazar, as she calls him psychotic and denying Lee ever harmed her. Prosecutors argued this might have been enough to spark a rage in Momeni.
The text from Kazar to her brother saying, "You act psychotic when you're on blow, you act like a lunatic, you scare me." Those are fresh evidence right after, in the days following the stabbing, and it reminded the jury that that's what they should be considering, not a story that the prosecution says was concocted over the year and a half since the beginning of the case. And so those trial by text essentially was a way that the prosecution reinforced their case.
Now, Sarah, inside the courtroom, prosecutors revealed new footage of Bob Lee that we hadn't yet seen. It showed Lee in his final moments, red blood staining his hands as he collapsed to the floor. Now, I watched as Krista Lee, Bob Lee's former wife, comforted their 2 children who were also present inside the courtroom today. But that graphic video, just too much to bear, and part of the family left the courtroom. Now, we'll be back tomorrow for closing arguments by the defense and one final opportunity for a rebuttal by the prosecution.
A reminder, you can find the very latest on this case on our website, KPIX.com. We have a lot of coverage for you there.